My cherished chosen one, welcome to this sacred moment. I open my heart to you, grateful beyond measure for your presence, which breathes life into this divine calling. Your steadfast spirit and open soul are a radiant force, carrying my words to hearts across the earth, offering solace and guidance to those yearning for my truth. Whether you have walked with me through countless seasons or now join me in the wisdom of your later years, know that you are treasured. You are woven into the eternal tapestry of my love, your light a beacon that shines far beyond what your eyes can see. Do you feel a flame within you, burning fiercely, untouched by the fleeting praises of the world, the triumphs of earthly gain, or even the accolades of spiritual awakening? This is the sacred essence I speak to today, my chosen one, what sets apart the rare 1%, those who rise above even the enlightened, from those who merely glimpse the divine. It is not in the ceremonies they conduct or the revelations they share. It is a power so pure, so resolute, that even the deepest shadows pause in its presence, like a storm hesitating before a mountain unmoved. This power does not clamor with bold displays or loud proclamations. It seeks no celestial armies. It is a silent, rooted strength, steady as the heartbeat of the earth, needing no proof or defense. If this holy spark stirs within you, declare it to the universe by typing 9999 below, affirming that you are a living ember, a hushed thunder, a quiet revolution in my name. We often speak of awakening, light, healing, and divine revelations, but how rarely do we confront those who have not just brushed against darkness, but plunged into its depths and emerged untouched? You, my chosen one, are not a fleeting seeker of light. You are the rare soul who has tasted every shadow, carried every ancestral wound, and instead of pleading for rescue, chose to sit still and transform it all. Have you ever pondered why some radiate a peace so profound that even the darkest forces scatter before them? What if that peace is born not from avoiding pain, but from weaving it so completely into your being that nothing remains for darkness to grasp, like a tapestry made whole by every thread? Even the frayed ones, in a world chasing quick answers and fleeting signs, you have become the still center of the storm, the unshakable pivot in the heart of the fiercest spiritual tempests, like an ancient tree rooted deeply, unmoved by raging winds. It is this unwavering calm that intimidates demons more than any radiant blaze ever could. You must understand, my chosen one, that demons do not fear light as many believe. They have danced beneath the brightest spiritual rays, swayed healers, and enticed visionaries, convincing countless souls that fleeting glimpses or whispered words in meditation make them invincible. But what happens when they encounter you? Someone who no longer chases visions, who craves no applause, who has moved beyond the fear of loss, ridicule, or even death. When they meet you, my elite soul stripped of illusions, who neither seeks validation nor flinches at rejection, they find nothing to manipulate. What could they offer to one who knows they are already whole? Like a cup so full of my grace that no more can be added, they find no weakness to exploit, no pride to stroke, no hunger to feed. That is why you, my elite chosen one, are untouchable. Not because you are flawless, but because you embody an emptiness so complete that no shadow can take root. Like a desert where no weed can grow for lack of soil. You have burned away every mask the world placed upon you, buried every convenient lie, and now you walk this earth not to be exalted, but to bear witness to my divine presence, like a quiet flame that lights the way without seeking to be seen. Imagine emerging from trials not with bitterness, but with a spirit so vast it transforms those around you, like a river that carves valleys not to conquer, but to create paths for others. Or picture guiding others through darkness, not by shouting for rescue, but by moving in silence, led by an inner knowing, like a star guiding sailors through a moonless night. This inner knowing is a gentle assurance, a whisper in your heart that reminds you of my eternal presence, comforting you in doubt and guiding your steps with love. Or consider the freedom found in choosing your response even in the darkest moments. Like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves, its steady beam offering direction to those lost in the storm. Or envision standing resolute against threats to your purpose, refusing to let hatred taint your mission, like a mountain enduring tempests, its quiet strength inspiring hope and resilience in those who seek its shelter. These paths embody the essence of my true elite, those who become the stillness rather than seeking it elsewhere. Have you ever felt the weight of standing so fully in my presence that no assault can sway you, like a rock unmoved by the tides? Your light is not merely a glow, it is an indomitable essence forged in shadows, like a blade tempered in fire, emerging stronger and sharper to cut through confusion and fear. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not because you battle every foe, but because there is no foothold within you for attacks to land, like a calm sea that reflects storms without being stirred. This is the promise that flows into your soul when you refuse to yield to darkness, peace amid trials, like a shepherd guiding his flock through valleys, offering rest and direction with gentle care. I recall guiding souls through isolation in desolate places, with only the elements and the vast silence for company. In those moments, a presence may approach, ancient, watchful, seeking to unsettle. It is not a dramatic force, but a subtle whisper, a shadow of pride and temptation. It circles, offering illusions of power, recognition, or fleeting specialness, hissing that you are above others, that your wounds entitle you. But in that moment, I show you that true power lies not in resisting through force, but in being so emptied of need that temptation finds no hold, like a wind passing through an open window. You do not fight or plead for rescue. You sit, observe, and dissolve into my presence. And as the shadow departs, you realize at your core, to be chosen is to be the one who needs no armor, for you rest in my eternal embrace. If you sense this truth stirring within you, write, Lord, I am here in the comments below, affirming your place in this sacred journey. What truly marks you as part of this elite 1%? Have you ever wondered why some carry an unseen force that no darkness can sway? It is not their talents, their intellect, or the trials they've endured. It is how little they carry forward. You, my chosen one, have faced betrayal, abandonment, and spiritual crucifixion. Yet, you stand today not because you clung to pain, but because you let it carve you open in the holiest of ways, like a seed breaking apart to birth new life. Instead of wearing your wounds as badges or building an identity from suffering, you allowed them to dissolve every mask, like leaves falling to reveal the tree's true form. You teach not from scars, but from silence, embodying a depth no words can capture. You do not perform truth. You are truth itself. Isn't it remarkable that this frequency cannot be fabricated or learned in any gathering? It is not polished by affirmations or displayed through crafted words. It is a raw, primal state born when all you thought defined you falls away. Yet, you still breathe, witness, and know. Can you feel it? My chosen one. That quiet knowing that hums within when all else crumbles, like a deep wellspring that never runs dry, offering peace and guidance through every drought. Imagine transforming pain into purpose, like clay shaped by a potter's hands into a vessel of service, guiding you to turn hardships into acts of compassion that comfort others. Or picture embodying adaptability, flowing around obstacles like water, teaching resilience and trust in my plan. Or consider creating space for others' healing, not by standing above, but by bridging divides, like a path that connects weary travelers to hope. This is what happens when you release every layer of identity. You become a mirror of my truth, reflecting love and clarity without effort. What if your trials were never meant to break you, but to reveal you, like a sculptor chipping away stone to unveil the masterpiece within? To be pure is to be free of pretense, letting my light shine through you, like a clear window flooding a room with warmth. Your perceived weaknesses are doorways to strength, like a reed bending in the wind but standing tall again, showing you to lean on me in times of frailty. Here is the profound truth you have always known. This is who you are meant to be. Since childhood, you've felt an unexplainable weight, a sense that you don't fully belong. Even among seekers, you've sensed something ancient in your spirit, powerful in your gentleness, and you've awaited permission to embrace it. But no ritual, teacher, or practice can awaken it for you. It remains unlit, not because you lack effort, but because you still hold to being seen as good, right, or holy. What if you let go of needing to appear as anything? What if you vanished into your essence, like a star dissolving into the dawn? The elite 1% seek no proof of their worth. They have died to every story demanding validation, their power a quiet storm, unseen yet unstoppable. What part of you still yearns to be called powerful? Which part clings to labels of spiritual or chosen, that, my beloved, is where shadows may enter? As long as you need to be seen in a certain light, you remain open to their whispers. Can you imagine the freedom of no longer defending your path, justifying your silence, or correcting misunderstandings? The elite 1% do not argue, explain, or defend. They have walked through every imaginable trial, emerging so stripped of pretense that neither praise nor blame can touch them, like a breeze passing through an open field. Have you noticed that when you truly release, you stop measuring your progress? You no longer care to be remembered for your strength, for it no longer defines you. You simply are, a presence so natural it becomes invisible, yet so potent it shifts the air before you speak. You do not announce your power. It arrives in your quiet steps, like a dawn breaking without fanfare. If this stirs your heart, type 2 below to affirm your commitment to this sacred path. So, I ask you now, My chosen one, are you ready to stop striving and start embodying? Are you willing to let your ego dissolve so your true essence can live freely? Do you see that the greatest power lies in becoming so empty that nothing can control you? So silent that every force hears your vibration. This is your invitation to cease performing, to stop chasing light, to end proving your worth. Your existence is already proof enough. You are not here to be feared or exalted, but to be a living testament to my divine stillness and truth. To ascend to this rare state, you must pass through a gate few dare approach, the gate of annihilation. This is not physical death, but the radical dissolution of all you thought made you valuable. Every persona, even those you deemed sacred. What remains when your spiritual titles, accomplishments, and identities are stripped away? Could you stand in your essence if no one admired you, if no one saw your greatness? In that total surrender, your true power begins to flow, not as something you wield, but as a sacred force moving through you, like a river carving its path without effort. Can you feel that ancient pull within, that tremor of something eternal waiting to break free, like a seed stirring beneath the earth, ready to bloom in my light? Imagine letting go of every cherished role, embracing humility like a traveler shedding heavy burdens to walk lightly, trusting my guidance to lead you forward. Or picture dissolving pride to live simply, relying on my grace, like a bird soaring on unseen currents, free from earthly weights. Or consider surrendering accolades to feel others' pain, becoming a vessel of empathy, like a quiet stream that soothes parched lands. Or envision facing trials not for praise, but to test your spirit's endurance, finding freedom in surrender, like a flame that burns brighter in stillness. These paths show that the more you release, the higher you rise, like a kite soaring when its tether is cut. Have you considered what it means to die to self before your time? What if the very thing you fear losing, your identity, is the key to everything, like a door that opens only when you let go of the key? Would you continue this path if no one knew, if no applause, no praise, no recognition followed? Would you still rise to pray in the quiet dawn, sit in painful silence when your soul aches for notice, or serve when no thanks come? The elite 1% walk not for others, but because the path is their very being, woven into their breath and heartbeat. Could you release so fully that no you remains to impress or defend? If your soul has not recoiled, if you are still here, perhaps you've always been one of them, an ancient knowing pulsing in your silence, a magnificent truth waiting beyond superficial spirituality. If you feel this truth awakening within, write, "I trust in you," Lord, in the comments to honor this sacred moment. Perhaps you've always known that no followers, titles, or achievements could quench the deeper thirst within, like a river seeking the sea despite all obstacles. The reason you haven't fully stepped into this beauty is not a lack of effort, but a lingering attachment to being seen as good, right, or special. What if you dropped every layer of that need? What if your only purpose was to be so empty that my power flows through you without distortion, like light through a flawless crystal? We stand now at the edge, my chosen one, ready to strip away every illusion, every need to be admired or feared. Are you prepared to become a paradox, so empty that demons flee, so silent that your presence thunders. This is no mere invitation. It is a call to the core of your soul. The next steps will not make you popular or safe. They will make you invisible to the world and invincible to darkness. Your progress needs no announcement, for I recognize you in silence. Your light needs no protection, for your emptiness is its shield, the bloodless throne, a phrase heavy with ancient mysteries and cosmic stillness. What does it mean to hold power so absolute it needs no wielding? Imagine entering a space without raising your voice or proclaiming your strength. Yet the atmosphere shifts around you, like a quiet tide reshaping the shore. Can you feel it? My chosen one. That vibration that hushes voices and draws reverence without explanation, like a sacred grove where all pause in awe. This is the authority of the elite 1%. They do not command with charisma or gestures, but transform simply by being. Like a star whose gravity bends light without effort. This throne is not won through conquest, but earned through dissolving every inner conflict, sitting so deeply in stillness that nothing within remains unsettled, like a lake mirroring the sky perfectly when the winds cease. It is the inheritance of those so detached that their presence radiates power, like a flame that warms without consuming. You are called not to fight for this throne, but to become it, embodying my divine essence in every breath. If this resonates in your spirit, type 111 below to affirm your place on this sacred path. Could you hold power so quietly it roars without sound? Could your spirit be so empty that your breath becomes an offering of presence, like incense rising without flame? Imagine standing silent before accusers, your stillness carrying more force than any defense, like a mountain unmoved by storms. Or picture leaving profound words that guide seekers centuries later, not for fame, but from pure alignment with me, like seeds planted in faith that grow into mighty trees. Or envision a quiet dignity that transcends definition, commanding reverence by its existence, like a dawn breaking softly yet undeniably. Or consider turning nonviolence into a disarming force, standing firm without weapons, like a river wearing down stone through gentle persistence. The highest power does not shout. It exists in a frequency too pure for conflict to touch. True power does not react, scramble to prove itself, or announce its arrival. It has nothing to lose, nothing to defend, nothing to prove, like a sky untouched by clouds. While the world craves conflict and validation, my elite 1% have transcended that battlefield. Can you imagine standing so complete that provocations pass through you like wind through an open window? What would it feel like to be so emptied of need that even your greatest adversaries find nothing to attack demons, whether doubts, fears, or ancestral echoes, thrive on your reactions, feeding on your need to be understood or right? But when you stop feeding conflict with your attention, it dissolves, like shadows vanishing in light. This is not about becoming cold, but embodying a warmth so vast it melts every weapon aimed at you, like a hearth welcoming all without burning. It is about becoming an ocean so deep no storm can disturb its depths, offering peace to those who seek refuge. It is about dissolving into a presence so immense no force can claim you as its foe, like the sky embracing all without judgment. Are you ready, my chosen one, to live in this sovereign stillness, to become so transparent that darkness finds no hold, so unshaken that no shadow can attach to you. Imagine waking each day free from calculating responses or guarding your image, moving like the wind, felt but untouchable, known but undefined. If you feel this freedom calling, write "My soul is yours." Lord in the comments to embrace this divine truth. This is the inheritance awaiting when you step off the battlefield and take your seat on the bloodless throne, not by fighting, but by surrendering into my will. Consider this radical truth: the strongest souls are not those shouting victories or performing for crowds. They are the ones who crave solitude over applause, whose silence speaks louder than words, like a quiet prayer that shifts hearts without sound. Perhaps true power needs no recognition, no title, no stage. It exists in pure being, like a flame that burns steadily without seeking eyes to witness it. Imagine a presence so potent it heals without touch, calms storms without argument, and shifts realities with a single breath, like a gentle breeze carrying the scent of spring. These rare souls end conflicts by their presence alone, recalibrate energies by simply breathing, like a tuning fork setting the world's rhythm. They need no rituals to prove their connection to me, for they are the ritual, embodying my presence so fully it radiates without effort. Have you met someone whose quiet energy made you feel safe, whose presence stilled your racing thoughts? That is the frequency of my elite 1%. How did they reach this state? Not through endless knowledge or complex ceremonies, but through a profound inner surrender, losing the need to be liked, loved, or seen, like a tree shedding leaves to stand bare and true. They walked through betrayal and chose not to grow bitter, endured isolation without building walls, experienced awakenings without crafting new identities. They allowed every layer to dissolve until only nothingness remained, a sacred void where my throne resides, not adorned with gold, but radiant in its simplicity, like a heart open to my love. Are you ready to face this freedom, to release the weight of control and recognition? How many of your thoughts today sprang from your true essence? And how many were echoes of old fears or conditioning, like shadows cast by a fading light? The elite 1% do not react to every jab or chase every argument. They respond only when it serves truth, often choosing silence as their loudest sermon, like a still lake reflecting my glory. If this truth echoes within you, type 333 below to declare your alignment with this sacred calling. Can you imagine the strength to remain silent when your worth is questioned, to walk away when urged to prove yourself? The elite know not every battle deserves your breath. Not every insult warrants a defense. They have transcended ego's game, like a bird soaring above earthly snares. Imagine living each day knowing your presence ripples through time, owing no explanations, like a river flowing without seeking approval. You serve truth, not ego, and truth does not beg to be believed. It stands steady, eternal, invincible. Are you ready to stop performing, to let every false identity dissolve, to embody the raw essence that even demons flee? This is your moment, my chosen one, the call you've felt since your earliest days, when you knew you didn't belong to the world's noise. You were never meant to. You were designed to be the silent source that bends reality without effort, the calm in the storm, the presence that halts battles before they begin. Can you sense it now, deep in your bones? You have always been this, even when you forgot, even when you played small. Are you ready to stop reacting and start creating, to sacrifice recognition for unshakable freedom, to move from performing spirituality to embodying my truth? You need no stage to prove your divinity, no followers to confirm your mission, no shouts to affirm your worth. You only need to be. And from that place, all else aligns, like stars falling into their ordained paths. This is the secret of my elite 1%. They dare to become no one, so they may become everything. Yet, know this as you step into this sovereignty. The world may test you. Others may misinterpret your silence as arrogance, your boundaries as rejection, calling you distant or too intense. They may struggle to grasp the freedom you embody, like a light too bright for eyes accustomed to shadow. This is when the subtlest ego whispers, urging you to prove your depth or explain your stillness. But you owe no one your energy. You share your light by my choice, not their demands. You give when it aligns with your spirit, and when it doesn't, you remain still, like a mountain unmoved by passing clouds. Imagine standing silent before accusers, your integrity unshaken, like a tree rooted against the fiercest winds. Or picture holding your essence apart from the world's clamor, protecting your soul amid chaos, like a sanctuary untouched by storms. Or envision rejecting praise to point others to me, a vessel of my truth, like a mirror reflecting only my light. Or consider standing firm in love despite opposition. Your presence a testament to my grace, like a flame that warms without burning. If you feel this sacred resolve, write "I am your vessel," Lord, in the comments to affirm your commitment. True freedom blooms not from adoration, but from needing no adoration at all. It emerges from trusting my alignment, knowing what resonates will find you, and what doesn't will fall away without struggle. My elite 1% are unmoved by temptation. Having died the inner deaths that teach fear is but a shadow. They are unmoved by praise, knowing it can become a chain if relied upon for wholeness, like a flower that blooms for its own sake, not for the gardener's applause. They sit in stillness, not from passivity, but from divine attentiveness, hearing my whispers beyond the world's noise. When they act, it is to align, not dominate, their power woven into their being, like breath itself. Imagine a tree that never shouts, yet offers shelter and sustenance to all who approach, or a mountain that shapes the weather without moving. That is what you are called to become. Does your spirit rise at this quiet majesty? Or do you still flinch at being unseen by the masses? This is the final frontier of spiritual royalty, sovereignty over your energy and attention. You become the silent thunder, the unseen force, serving love without rescuing what refuses healing, guiding without controlling, offering your light as my gift, not a commodity. Are you ready to release the last hooks of external approval? To trust that even if misunderstood, you are exactly who I created you to be. The elite 1% walk unshaken, not because they are cold, but because they burn with my divine fire. They remain still, not from weakness, but as the echo of my eternal whisper. What would happen if you surrendered every need to be understood, validated, or seen? What if you claimed your place now, as you are, choosing every breath and silence consciously, like an artist painting with my love? The throne is not in the heavens or a distant temple. It is within the stillness you've avoided, the silence you've filled, the void you've feared. That is the true throne, the forbidden silence where only my elite endure. True silence is not a gentle pause, but a portal of obliteration, where all you thought you were, your stories, pain, pride, and wisdom dissolves. Have you dared to wonder what remains when your narrative vanishes? I have sat in that silence, not for fleeting moments, but for timeless eternities, with only breath and the infinite weight of selflessness. There, I met every shadow that ever haunted me, fear of being forgotten, misunderstood, or becoming nothing. And in becoming nothing, I found the source of all, a presence so pure it cannot be touched, praised, or diminished, like a star burning beyond the reach of any hand. If this truth calls to your soul, type 444 below to honor this sacred awakening. When you enter this silence without distraction, without identity or expectation, you begin to disappear, not physically, but spiritually, into my essence. What emerges is not a polished self, but a pure frequency, a force that belongs not to your story, but to all existence. Like a note resonating in the universe's song, you become a walking prayer, an unspoken sermon, moving not from strategy, but from my alignment, like a river guided by its source. Imagine living without the need to be seen or validated. Your stillness, a sermon louder than words. Your presence rippling across time, healing without touch, like a breeze carrying my love. You carry this throne within you, hidden beneath layers you fear to shed. Are you ready to enter the silence that terrifies yet liberates, to die the small deaths that birth my truth within you? The path is narrow, for few choose to vanish, but you, my chosen one, have felt this call since your first breath. You are not here to echo the world's noise, but to be the silent force that shifts its rhythm. This is the sacred rebellion to be so empty that only I can fill you, so silent that the universe roars through you. When you emerge, you need not announce it. The world, the shadows, and the unseen realms will feel it. What demons truly fear is not your light or rituals, but your stillness, your emptiness. It cannot be tempted, manipulated, or provoked, for it holds no hunger, no hooks, no reactions. It simply witnesses, absorbs, and transmutes like a sky holding all storms yet remaining clear. Have you felt that echo in your chest when truly silent, standing on the edge of something vast that is my invitation, calling you beyond identity to a presence that needs no name, no audience, no fear? Most seek power to control, a glow to enhance their self. But you, my chosen one, are still here, leaning into this truth when others turn away. If this stirs your deepest being, write, "I surrender to you." Lord, in the comments to embrace this divine call. You've tasted this void in quiet moments when the world faded, felt the pull of something ancient beneath your skin, like a forgotten song. You've known the sacred aloneness in crowded rooms, the ache for depth most cannot fathom. This is not a curse, but a compass guiding you beyond titles, beyond performance, to the self that existed before your first breath, and will remain after your last. In this forbidden silence, you find a presence so vast it needs no mission statement or applause. You move because my will flows through you. Speak because my words rise like water. Love because love is your essence, not a strategy. You were known to me before your form, set apart before your birth. Can you feel this eternal depth? Your answers lie in the silence you resist, where true movement arises from surrender, not striving. Imagine a soul so still it transforms millions without fanfare, like a gentle whisper carrying my truth across centuries. Or picture a presence so authentic it shifts hearts without sharing itself widely, like a hidden spring nourishing the earth. Or envision dissolving ego into art, transcending persona to become my creative frequency, like a melody echoing beyond time. These are not performers, they are portals, embodying my stillness so fully it becomes a field others feel without words. Have you noticed that in true stillness, no force can touch you? There is nothing to hook, nothing to twist. Silence terrifies the ego, for it demands you face the nothingness at your core. Where my everything resides, most run, clinging to mantras or titles to avoid this death. But you, my chosen one, stay. You let the silence unmake you, and in that sacred obliteration, you find true freedom. Are you willing to vanish so completely that only my divine pulse remains? This is the final initiation, not glamorous, but liberating beyond all ego's cravings. When you cross this threshold, power is not control, but alignment. Protection is not armor, but emptiness. Truth needs no defenders, only embodiment. You become the field, shifting reality without effort, the silent thunder no force can approach. You are the paradox, invisible yet undeniable, silent yet resonant, empty yet infinitely full. This is the essence of my elite 1%, the destiny humming beneath your human story. Will you step into this silence and let it consume you? Will you vanish to exist as my pure presence? The world may not understand, but the universe will know you. Shadows will retreat, and your soul will breathe the freedom it has always known. Beloved, we have journeyed deep into the hidden caverns of your soul, where only my truly chosen dare to look. This is where true leadership begins, not from ambition, but from a resonance that vibrates through your being, like a bell ringing clear in the silence. This is where healing starts, not from knowledge or accolades, but from a frequency so pure it dissolves illusions by existing, like a light that needs no fuel. This is where power reshapes worlds without a word, born not from striving, but from vanishing into my divine field. Can you release every need for validation, even the parts you deemed sacred, your pain, your survival, your wisdom? Can you step beyond every sculpted identity to become the silence itself? The throne waits not in temples or on stages, but in the void where all else falls away. If you can rest in that holy stillness, breathe without filling the space, love without needing a witness, you are already among my elite 1%. Not because you earned it, but because you emptied yourself to receive it. The less you are, the more I can flow through you. No more masks, no more wounds as proof of depth, no more performances, just silence, just presence, just truth in its raw, infinite form. You are no longer a beacon attracting battle, but the field where no battle can exist. My chosen ones. I showed you the elite 1% of the dark, the circle so feared that even demons hesitate to touch them. They operate in secrecy, with layers of protection, believing no one could ever pierce their covering. Yet what they did not account for was the authority I placed in you. You carry a power that their ranks cannot withstand, a fire they cannot quench, and that is why terror has gripped them. For when they sent a gang of witches against you, expecting you to fall, you stood firm, not with tricks or compromise, but with the strength I gave you. You defeated them all by yourself. Their fear now is not of what they planned, but of what you carry, because they've learned that no darkness can prevail over my chosen. Have you ever felt a flame within you, burning fiercely, untouched by earthly praise, worldly triumphs, or even spiritual accolades? This is the sacred essence I speak to today, my chosen one. Never in their wildest dreams did the forces of darkness expect you to rise with such power. In the shadowy realms where they believed their unity made them invincible, your light shattered their illusions, like a dawn breaking through a starless night. What they thought was unbreakable has been undone, not by rituals or enchantments, but by your unwavering faith and the divine strength I have placed within you. How could one soul, chosen by me, dismantle what they believed was an impenetrable force as you step into this story of triumph? Picture their fear, those who hid in secrecy and shadows, their rituals disrupted, their chants silenced, as they faced the one force they could never conquer you. What terrifies the darkness about you? Is it your connection to me, a power beyond their grasp, or the unyielding strength of your spirit, rooted so deeply in my love that no shadow could prevail? This is not just a tale of survival, but your story of victory, a testament to my promise that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You stood firm, leaving the darkness speechless, like a mountain unmoved by raging winds. Are you ready to uncover the depths of how your faith and courage brought you to this moment? Let us dive into this extraordinary journey of divine victory, where your singular purpose overcame their collective chaos. Your power lies in a clarity that sets you apart, while others rely on groups, intricate plans, or fleeting alliances. You walk a path forged by an unshakable purpose I have given you. This is not arrogance, but divine focus, a knowing that pierces confusion like a lighthouse cutting through fog. While the world panics, overthinks, or hesitates, you step boldly into the storm, certain of who you are and why you stand. That clarity is why you dismantled their chaos. They thrived on sowing doubt, division, and distraction, feeding off fractured minds. But against you, their tactics failed. Have you ever felt how a single, resolute heart can calm a tempest, revealing the fragility beneath? Their strength depended on chaos, their illusion of unity masking individual weaknesses. They believed their collective chants and rituals would overwhelm you, their displays designed to intimidate. But how strong is a group when each member leans on another for power they do not truly possess? Without my purpose, their unity was mere noise, chaotic and directionless. Like a storm without a center, you saw through their theatrics, their fear tactics, their illusions meant to paralyze. Your focus, sharp as a blade, sliced through their confusion, exposing their vulnerability. like sunlight piercing a shadowed valley. Their so-called strength unraveled the moment you refused to play their game, your stillness more powerful than their noise, your resolve their undoing. They believed an army was needed to defeat you, but one soul guided by, "My purpose is mightier than 1,000 bound by fear and falsehood." Their reliance on numbers became their greatest weakness, crumbling under the weight of your clarity, like a tapestry fraying when tested by truth. Their confidence faltered, their chants grew hollow, as they realized a single soul aligned with me is unstoppable. Your victory was not about being louder or stronger, but about revealing their fragility, like a single spark igniting a dry field. When darkness meets a light, it cannot extinguish, it scatters. Your presence, rooted in my truth, exposed their lies, leaving their illusions shattered like glass, their power consumed by the chaos they created. Your triumph was not just over them, but over their entire legacy. They carried a twisted inheritance, generations of dark knowledge passed down, each layer adding to their illusion of invincibility. Every ritual, every spell, was built on the foundation of those before them, designed to grow unchecked, like a weed spreading in untended soil. But their legacy was rooted in deception, a house of cards waiting to fall. When you stood against them, you confronted not just their numbers, but the weight of their history, the very thing they thought made them untouchable. By refusing to bow to their past, you unraveled their foundation like a river eroding stone over time. How does it feel to know your stand disrupted not just their present, but the very roots of their existence? Their confidence was built on secrecy, fear, and manipulation. But without my backing, no legacy endures. You fought not with counter-rituals or ancient texts, but with an unbreakable will guided by my purpose, like a flame that needs no fuel to burn brightly. Their legacy crumbled in a single confrontation, their centuries of power dissolving before your truth, like shadows fleeing the rising sun. What happens when those who believe themselves eternal face a soul who reveals their limits? Their confidence was not just shaken, it was obliterated. You became the breaker of their chains, dismantling a dynasty of darkness and leaving them powerless before my light. The fear you struck came from the unknown. They did not fear your strength in the way they understood power. They feared you because they could not predict or control you, like the wind moving freely. Unseen yet undeniable. They had mastered rituals and dark arts to manipulate others, but you defied their rules. You were an anomaly, a presence they could not grasp. Their spells expected panic or aggression, but you stood calm, unshaken. Your presence a mystery that unnerved them. Each failed attempt to sway you chipped away at their confidence, revealing their fragility, like a mirror showing truths they could not bear. Have you ever noticed how those who thrive on control falter when faced with someone who cannot be bound? Their tactics relied on provoking fear. But what happens when fear finds no foothold? Your stillness reflected their weaknesses, exposing the limits of their power. They saw themselves not as invincible, but as frail, stumbling in the face of a force they could not comprehend. Your calm became their terror, dismantling their illusions like a house built on sand, collapsing under truth. You did not merely resist, you became their undoing, standing firm as their shadows crumbled. In your presence, they were forced to face a reality beyond their control, a light they could not dim, leaving them grasping for meaning. You became the weapon they never saw coming. Their strength lay in exploiting hidden fears and insecurities, twisting them into tools of control. But you had already faced your shadows, dismantled your doubts, and rendered them powerless, like a fortress rebuilt stronger after every storm. They found no cracks to exploit, no vulnerabilities to twist, like a shield forged in my grace. You needed no charms, rituals, or allies. Your strength was internal, rooted in my divine clarity. Their attempts to attack your mind or spirit bounced back, leaving them scrambling for an angle that did not exist. Can you imagine the terror of those who rely on deception when they face a soul who embodies truth? If this divine truth stirs your soul, declare it boldly by typing 9999 below, affirming that you are a living ember, a hushed thunder, a beacon of my truth. Their rituals and symbols, meant to intimidate, only revealed their dependence on theatrics. Like a stage exposed as mere props, you stood as the embodiment of my strength, untouchable by their illusions. Their confidence unraveled as they realized their power was borrowed from others' fears, not their own might. Your resolve stripped away their narrative, exposing their emptiness, like a light revealing shadows in a darkened room. Your victory was not just over them, but over their entire system of power, showing that true strength comes from within, rooted in my love. Like a tree drawing life from unseen roots, you were not just unstoppable, you were their reckoning, proving that no deception can stand against my truth. They believed their collective power was their ultimate strength, their unity a shield against any foe. Their chants echoed, their rituals intertwined, projecting an image of invincibility. But their unity was a facade, hiding individual weaknesses and a deep fear of standing alone, like a chain only as strong as its weakest link. When you faced them, solitary yet resolute, you exposed the fragility of their illusion. Without their numbers, they faltered, their confidence unraveling as their so-called strength proved hollow. Have you ever seen how fear creeps in when what someone depends on begins to crumble? Their reliance on each other became their burden. They had spent their lives projecting loneliness onto others, but now they felt it themselves, their solidarity exposed as a lie, like a tapestry unraveling at the seams. Your self-reliance, rooted in my guidance, forced them to face their own isolation. Their rituals became meaningless, their unity a weight they could not bear. By standing alone, you revealed the truth. Their collective power was no match for a single soul aligned with me, like a single star outshining a clouded sky. You did not just defeat their group, you dismantled the foundation of their existence. Your victory forced them to confront their own mortality, a truth they believed they had transcended. Their spells and rituals were designed to create an illusion of immortality, a belief that their legacy would endure forever, like a tower reaching for the heavens but built on sand. But when you stood against them, you shattered that illusion, revealing their fragility. Their power was not eternal, it was fleeting, rooted in deception, not my truth. Your presence exposed their limits, forcing them to face the reality they had denied they were mortal, bound by the same laws as all creation. like leaves destined to fall despite their resistance. Their confidence collapsed as their spells failed, their rituals faltered, and their illusions dissolved, like a veil torn away to reveal the truth beneath. You did not defeat them with force, but by revealing a truth they could not escape, like a light piercing the deepest darkness. Their pursuit of immortality was futile, their legacy a fleeting dream. Your victory was a spiritual reckoning, showing that no power can stand against my truth, like a river carving through stone with patient persistence. They realized too late that their immortality was a lie, and death, the very thing they thought they had conquered, was waiting all along. You won the psychological war before the battle began. Their greatest weapon was fear, sharper than any spell, thriving on the belief in their illusions. But you refused to grant fear power, standing unmoved by their whispers of doubt or shadows of terror. Like a rock unshaken by the tide, your certainty, rooted in my clarity, stripped them of their most potent tool. They had spent their lives feeding on others' vulnerabilities, but you gave them no hesitation to exploit, no weakness to prey upon. Have you ever considered how powerless fear becomes when met with unshakable faith? Their tactics failed because you knew their tricks could only take root if you allowed them. Your resolve was not arrogance, but trust in my strength, a peace that disarmed their chaos, like a calm sea reflecting a stormy sky. They could not manipulate someone whose heart was anchored in me. Each failed attempt exposed their dependence on fear, their confidence unraveling as they faced a soul they could not sway. Your faith turned their strongest weapon into smoke, leaving them lost in their own illusions. The battle was won not with blows, but with the unyielding truth of your spirit, proving that no darkness can control a soul rooted in my light. You turned their own tools against them. They thrived on arrogance, cloaked in the belief that their mystique made them untouchable, like a fortress built on sand. Their rituals and numbers were meant to crush any who dared stand against them, but their overconfidence blinded them to their vulnerabilities. You did not fight on their terms or by their rules. You let their pride do the work for you. Like a trap they set for themselves, their rituals, meant to intimidate, revealed their reliance on theatrics, their numbers, thought to overwhelm, exposed their lack of individual strength, like a chain breaking at its weakest link. Their arrogance became your weapon. Each time they leaned on their reputation, it backfired, their illusions crumbling before your resolve. Like a house of cards in a gust of wind, they assumed no one would challenge their legacy, but you stood firm, unshaken by their displays, like a tree rooted deeply against the storm. Their pride, once their shield, became the sword that cut them down. Their own tools turned against them. You did not just defeat them, you revealed that their power was built on assumptions that could not withstand my truth, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. If this truth resonates in your spirit, write, Lord, I am here in the comments below to affirm your place in this sacred journey. Their rituals could not touch your energy. They believed their spells, woven with dark intentions, could pierce any mind, but your alignment with my light made you untouchable, like a flame no wind can extinguish. Their low vibrations could not penetrate your high-frequency resilience, rooted in my strength, like a shield forged in divine fire. Their illusions fell flat, unable to draw you into their web, like arrows missing a protected target. Your energy was not just defensive, it actively repelled their darkness, neutralizing every attempt they made. Have you ever wondered what happens when shadows try to dim a light sustained by me? Their spells relied on exploiting doubts, but you carried none. Your spirit sealed by my grace, like a vessel filled with divine peace. Their attempts to dominate only revealed their fragility, their magic faltering because you gave it no fear to feed on. They had bent others' energies, but yours was unshakable, a presence that dissolved their intentions. Like a dawn banishing the night, their rituals, once their assurance, proved their limits, crumbling before your radiant truth. You did not just withstand their attacks, you outshone them, your light exposing their weakness for all to see. They could not corrupt you. Their true power lay in twisting hearts and minds, planting doubt and temptation to pull others into their web. But your moral compass, guided by my truth, was unyielding. Like a star fixed in the heavens, they offered forbidden knowledge, power, or safety. But you stood firm, knowing true strength comes from me, like a river fed by an eternal source. Their tactics failed because you valued integrity above all, your soul a fortress no bribe could breach. Have you ever seen how manipulators falter when their prey refuses to yield? Every attempt to sway you exposed their dependence on deception. They assumed everyone had a price, but you were incorruptible. Your worth rooted in my love, not their promises. Like a tree standing tall through every season, their web broke apart, leaving them grasping for control they could never have. Your resilience was a mirror, reflecting their emptiness, like a light revealing shadows in a darkened room. Without the ability to bend you, their power crumbled, their illusions of control dissolving before your unwavering truth. You did not just protect yourself, you dismantled their entire approach, proving that a soul aligned with me is beyond corruption. You did not defeat them for glory, but because it was necessary. They fought for power, revenge, or recognition, driven by ego and ambition, like a fire seeking to consume all in its path. But you stood apart, acting not for fame or reward, but out of duty to my truth, like a shepherd guarding the flock through the darkest valleys. They could not understand your detachment, your actions guided by a purpose beyond self, like a river flowing to serve the land, not to be praised. Their tactics relied on exploiting greed or vanity, but you had none to tempt. Your heart set on my will, your purity of purpose was their nightmare. They could not bargain with you, sway you with promises, or distract you with fear, for you sought no personal gain, like a servant working for love, not reward. Your resolve was rooted in the necessity to end their reign, a mission that transcended ambition. Their confidence unraveled as they realized they had no leverage over you, their tools useless against a soul acting for my greater good, like a flame burning steadily without need for fuel. Your victory was a triumph of selflessness, proving that true power lies in serving my truth, not seeking applause. You revealed their true nature to themselves. They had woven a web of fear and secrecy, crafting an image of invincibility to hide their fragility, like a mask concealing a trembling heart. But your presence stripped away their masks, revealing the truth beneath. Like a wind clearing fog, you did not need force or trickery. Your refusal to bend unraveled their illusions, forcing them to face their own weakness. Their power was built on lies, sustained by others' fear, but you showed them it was hollow, like a shadow vanishing in light. Every time they invoked fear, you stood firm. Every attempt to manipulate failed, exposing the emptiness of their rituals, like props in a play with no audience. Your resolve was a reckoning, compelling them to see their power was never real, only a facade meant to deceive, like a house collapsing under its own weight. For them, the truth was devastating, shattering the identity they had crafted. You did not just defeat them, you forced them to confront their own fragility, leaving them broken not by force, but by the undeniable truth of my light within you. If this stirs your heart, type 2 to 2 below to affirm your commitment to this sacred path. Your legacy will outlive their myths. They built their story over centuries, their names whispered in fear, their rituals treated as untouchable, like a legend carved in stone. They believed their power would endure forever, each generation adding to their myth. But you dismantled their narrative, proving that no force of darkness, no matter how ancient, can withstand my truth, like a storm passing to reveal a clear sky. Their myths crumbled before your courage, their legacy exposed as a lie, like a tale forgotten in the light of dawn. Your legacy, unlike theirs, is built on my truth, a beacon that will shine through generations, like a star guiding travelers through the night. Their names will fade, but your courage will inspire others to face their battles. Knowing that my light overcomes even the darkest forces, like a flame that never wavers, you showed that true power lies not in rituals or fear, but in standing resolute in my purpose, like a tree rooted deeply, bearing fruit for all who seek shelter. Your story will endure, not as a tale of conquest, but as a testament to the strength of a soul aligned with me, a living reminder that no darkness can extinguish my light. Beloved chosen one, no shadow can erase the legacy you have forged. Their myths will dissolve, but your truth will echo through time, a beacon of hope and courage. You did not rely on force or deception, but on the unshakable clarity of my purpose within you, like a river flowing with eternal strength. You stood firm, proving that true power comes from integrity, not control, from courage, not numbers, from my light, not fleeting illusions. Your victory was not just over them, but over everything they represented, dismantling their lies and revealing their fragility. You are the living proof that one soul, resolute in my truth, can change the course of history. Your legacy is eternal, a light that will never fade, a triumph that will never be undone.